The next generation console wars have begun. The Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U camps have entered their trenches, and for the next few years there will be a lot of bickering about which console is best. But how do the systems stack up? Let's go ahead and take a look. The first category I'll be talking about is power and hardware. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One both have what are essentially off-the-shelf computer parts, making them nearly equivalent to a good gaming PC, yet the PS4 seems to be a bit more powerful. Both systems, however, are vastly more powerful than their predecessors, allowing them to run at higher resolutions, use higher quality textures and more polygons, feature better lighting effects, and all of that good stuff. Meanwhile, the Wii U isn't directly competing with either console, falling more in line with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 than with its newer peers. Look at the games from the past few years or so on those platforms and use that as the benchmark for what the Wii U can do, but know that in the years to come, the Nintendo's Wii U should be able to do even more. The winner in this category is the PlayStation 4, but the Xbox One comes in at a close second. Now, as far as the controller, one lesson that every company seems to have learned this time round is that controller comfort is important. The Wii U gamepad, although it looks unwieldy at first, is actually great to use. The giant touchscreen in the center of the controller uses dated technology and is less responsive than an iPad, but it's completely functional. Even in cases where it isn't used for much, the ability to play games off the TV is fantastic for games that support it. Sony's DualShock 4 is a dramatic improvement over the DualShock 3, and it also feels great in the hand. The touchpad in the center is completely functional and responsive, and it definitely feels great. Now, the Xbox One controller, however, is nearly perfect in comparison to the DualShock 4, which looks a little bit odd. The Xbox One controller started from an already excellent template, the Xbox 360 controller, and improves on it in almost every way. Aside from some excess noise emitted when the vibration motors really get going, there's nothing bad to say about it. The winner in the controller category is clearly the Xbox One. Now, as far as the current library for these three consoles, while the Wii U has been on the market for over a year now, it's been kind of a dead zone. It's only in the past few months that the system has really started pushing out some quality content. But anyone who picks up a Wii U today has some really great stuff to play, especially now that Super Mario 3D World has released. Sony has a couple of great exclusives like Killzone and Resogun, as well as pretty good third-party support. Microsoft is the same with Dead Rising 3 and Forza Motorsport 5 as its great games. Neither system has a notably better lineup than the other, and neither has as much awesome stuff as Nintendo's system does. Plus, the Wii U is the only system that's fully backwards compatible, and while it took a while, the Wii developed a pretty amazing library of its own. The winner in this category is the Wii U. Now, as far as extras, both the PS4 and the Xbox One use Blu-ray drives, meaning they can play DVDs and Blu-ray discs. Neither experience is notably better than the other, but the Wii U plays neither using a proprietary technology to store games. All of them can access Netflix and Hulu Plus though, and a variety of other outside media sources. While the gamepad is nice to use for both controlling and watching, the fact that it won't shut off during playback is bothersome in a dark room, and Nintendo doesn't offer anything that its competitors don't have. The Xbox One has embedded television integration, which Sony can't match, but that's meaningless to the increasing number of cable cutters. Also, everything is locked behind an Xbox Live Gold subscription, where it's available to all on other platforms. Also, the PlayStation 4 has access to Crunchyroll. The winner in this category is the PlayStation 4. Now, as far as developer support, since the N64, Nintendo systems have succeeded almost single-handedly because of their own games. The company is a massive stable of franchises that are guaranteed to sell millions, and they also have some of the most talented developers in the world working on projects. People buy Nintendo's games, but they don't always buy other games on Nintendo systems, which has led to less than stellar support from other publishers. The new hardware similarities between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, though, mean that developing games for both systems should be easier than it has ever been. Once the PS3 and Xbox 360 are officially cut loose, anyone who wants to play the latest games from EA, Activision, and Ubisoft will have to choose a next-gen system. Each console will get some exclusives or otherwise exclusive content, but a lot of the biggest games will come to both. The winner in this category is a tie between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. While the Wii U has good first-party support, it's losing in the big developer support category. Now, as far as the price, on paper there's an $100 jump for each successive console. The Wii U sells for $299, the PS4 for $399, and the Xbox One for $499. However, when you look at it more closely, it's not that simple. The Wii U, for example, comes packaged in with a game, and there are several different bundles to choose from. The PlayStation 4 for $100 more has no pack-in, nor does it have the PS4i camera. To get one of those would add another $60 to the price tag. The Xbox One also lacks a pack-in, but it has its impressive Kinect camera. But since so much of the system requires access to Xbox Live Gold, the $60 per year is especially required. Once again, big new titles will cost $60, so buyers of the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One should expect to plunk down at least another $100 before they can really get everything out of their system, if not more. Factor in extra controllers, $60 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and there are no extra gamepads for sale, although Wii remotes and nunchucks are compatible, and the consoles are really starting to look quite different. The Wii U will be always significantly cheaper than its competition. Now, as far as the future, this is probably the most important category of them all. Early adopters are buying early to get on some of the cool pre-show action, but they are mostly acting in anticipation of what's to come. Sony has shown more of its hand than Microsoft has, and the company has a good 2014 lined up, with some great looking exclusives mixed with some excellent indie support. The Xbox One is Titanfall, the big new multiplayer shooter from the people behind Call of Duty 4, which is mechs in it, and it looks amazing. There's some other cool stuff coming, like another Halo for example, but I get the feeling that Titanfall is really the system's killer app. For Wii U owners, that killer app will be the next part of the Super Smash Bros. Series, which promises to be completely amazing. There are some great looking titles in the wings like Bayonetta 2, the mysterious action RPG X, and the sight unseen but definitely going to be incredible Zelda game. The indie support is also looking good, so there are a lot of reasons to own a Wii U in the years ahead. Now, the conclusion to this video is that wait to get a console if you're looking for the Xbox One or PS4. The Wii U is good now, it has a very strong lineup, but the Xbox One and PS4, their libraries are still developing. The Wii U is the library now, the PS4 will soon, and the Xbox One is awesome, but it doesn't feel totally ready yet. Titanfall will undoubtedly be a blast, but it probably won't justify the cost of the console to most. Each of the consoles offers a distinct experience though, and even if some of the features from each can be found elsewhere, they truly can't be replicated. In a couple of years, all these systems are going to have awesome libraries, and their kinks will hopefully have been sorted out. Right now, we've got 3 awesome machines vying for attention, and all of them are worth having. In conclusion, it's a great time to play video games, and getting which console will really come down to your personal preferences. Let me know which console you prefer in the comments below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!